Hello everyone, we are Group 5 and we are gonna conduct social media analysis on Square Enix. First of all, let's say the business problem. We retrieved this data from Yahoo Finance. This is an income statement of Square Enix. And let's focus on the data of 2018 to 2019. We can say there is a huge drop in the net income from 2018 to 2019. And hopefully we can get some clue from social media analysis. And here is the research questions we came up with. How often does Square Enix post tweets and which one do people like? What are users talking about Square Enix in Twitter and what popular content should SE create? How do users in Twitter evaluate different kinds of games from the Square Enix? What does the social network of people who talk about Square Enix on Twitter look like? And who are the key individuals that can help companies effectively deliver information? Here is our data and methodology. We are gonna conduct a customer engagement analysis, followed by topic modeling and sentiment analysis, and finally is the social network analysis and identify influencers. Here are our findings. This is a timeline of Square Enix posted tweets. We can see from this graph here, Square Enix basically posted its tweets on a periodic fluctuation. And here are some tweets with the most replies, and we can get a basic idea from here that most of these tweets are related to the latest update of games. And this is some statistical data for the 3,208 tweets posted by Square Enix since 2017. 55 of them were quote and more than 2,000 of them were retweet. 76 of them were reply. And we also ordered these tweets by most favorited account. And here are the top 8 of them. We can see some of them are related to the latest update of games, and the others are related to the company's sadness and empathy to the tragic events. So what tweets do people like? We can say that people prefer tweets that shows empathy for tragic events, and also users like to like tweets that is related to the update of games and game-related events. So what to do? It is a good way to create emotional connection with users and to show users that the company cares about them. A good way to do this is to fulfill corporate social responsibility, and also frequent update on games helps. To do this, talent acquisition and social media coverage are essential processes. So let's move on to the next part.
The second part is about topic modeling. And next slide, please. And we draw this word cloud, and we can see that the most popular topics are next slide. The one is about Final Fantasy games. This is the most successful game series of Square Enix. And the second is about the character Cloud. He's the main character of Final Fantasy VII. And the third is about Final Fantasy VII Remake. This is one of the most popular games in Final Fantasy, and many people are caring about this. And then we want to divide it for all the topics into 4 groups. Next slide. And the keywords can be divided into technology, action, value, and key components. And we run this for 200,000 times. And these are what people are mainly talking about. Next part, please.
Okay, so since Final Fantasy VII Remake is one of the most popular topics in Square Enix, and we decided to do the sentiment analysis for this topic at first, and through the analysis, we can find that the outcome is quite good for Final Fantasy VII. Most people are positive and interesting about this topic, although there are some negative emotions like anger or fear, but that will not affect the final outcome. But when we look back to the Square Enix, next slide, please. the situations are much worse than Final Fantasy VII. We can find that the sentiment score is less than the. We can find the sentiment analysis score is less than the Final Fantasy VII, and there are also much more negative emotion like anger and disgust for this topic. Since Final Fantasy VII is also made by Square Enix, why people hate Square Enix but have much more anticipation on Final Fantasy? We think there may be some other games that will affect the brand name. It may be the Nier Automata, which is also one of the most famous game among the world. But recently it received a lot of negative feedback. We think the reason may because that Square Enix decided to release mobile games edition for this game instead of the console edition, which in these situations there is no surprising that much more negative emotion has happened, like anger, fear, and sadness, and the average score is also much more lesser than the Final Fantasy VII, and that will be the social influencer part.
Here are the findings of social network analysis. After simplifying the graph from the edge list, the graph is not connected. We only keep the nodes in a group with the largest subgraph by deleting vertices. The number of nodes and the number of edges are shown on the slide. From the graph of the distribution of degree centrality, we can find that almost all users have a small number of degrees in April. The distribution of in-degree centrality is similar to the distribution of degree centrality. From the graph of the distribution of in-degree centrality, we can find that almost all users have a small number of in-degrees, which means almost all users are mentioned from 0 to 100 times in April. From the graph of the distribution of out-degree centrality, we can find that most users mention others from 0 to 2 times, and some users mention others from 2 to 10 times in April. From the graph of the distribution of betweenness centrality, there are almost no key users playing betweenness centrality role that bridge the communities. From the graph of the distribution of closeness centrality, several users are close to everyone in the network in April. These users are broadcasters who are able to send out messages in the network in the fastest way. Let's welcome Tianhao to talk about identifying influencers.
We would like to identify key individuals to help SE effectively disseminate information. Firstly, we take degree centrality as our judging criteria and 3000 as the benchmark. Degree centrality is defined as the number of edges held by each node. We can find that this particular user shows on the picture. It means the user met GFX has the most powerful direct impact on others. After that, we take betweenness centrality as our judging criteria and 20,000 as the benchmark. Betweenness centrality measures the number of times a node lies on the shortest path between other nodes. We can find that these two user IDs show on the picture. It means these two users hold authority over or control collaboration between disparate clusters in a network. At last, we take closeness centrality as our judging criteria. Closeness centrality scores each node based on their closeness to all other nodes within the network. We can find these two user IDs shows on the picture. It means these two users are the best individuals to influence the entire network most quickly. Our next part is recommendation. We have 6 recommendations for the company. First, SE should update games more frequently and make use of social media coverage and create more emotional connected contents. Besides, SE should post more tweets about new game, Final Fantasy VII Remake and the Cloud. And they should pay attention to the technology, action, value, and the key components of the game. And SE should also focus on console game instead of mobile games. At last, they should invite KOLs to help company effectively disseminate information. That's all for our presentation. Thank you.